Hello everyone, how's it going? Today we are going to be discussing the root user of a Linux operating system and more importantly, the dangers associated with that user. We'll start off with a brief summary of what exactly the root is and why we have it. Then we will go over some known dangers associated with the user, some more harmful than others. Then finally, I will provide some good practices that you could follow that would help keep you from falling victim to the dangers of being logged in as a root user all the time. Let's get started, shall we? What exactly is root? Well, think about it as its name would imply, a root. A root is the main source of life for plants, much as the root in a Linux system is the main source for the whole operating system. If a tree were to lose a branch, the root would absorb enough nutrients to regrow another branch. The Linux operating system could too lose something. Case in point, let's say another user account was lost. Well, the root account will be able to create another user and give it all the same permissions and privileges as the other one. One could also think of root as they would the administrator on a Windows system. On Windows, the administrator has the ability to override a process that other users were attempting to complete. The admin can also run programs with a much higher level of control than what a regular user can do. All of these and several other examples can be said the same for the root of a Linux system. Now that we have a better idea of root, doesn't all this control kind of sound scary? You know the saying, with great power comes great responsibility? Well, that is definitely the case here. Let's discuss these abilities that root has over other users and the dangers they pose. What all can root do? Well, we did discuss that it could add users, but that means root has the ability to remove users. If a person with malicious intent has the ability to log into a Linux computer as root, they would have the ability to remove all others from the system. This could be detrimental to a company with well over 100 employees that have critical accounts on the computer systems and network. In another case, an attacker could add another user account and keep it hidden from the other accounts. They could do countless amounts of things from that point. One example, root has the ability to run programs with more control than other users. A person could log in as root and they could run a program like Wireshark or Keylogger and get all connected users' private information and any credentials they use on their network, which poses the ability for identity theft, transfer of funds, and much, much more. If the person has no intention of personal gain, they could use root to upload viruses, trojans, and malware to all other users and systems across the network. Subsequently, the root user could have the ability to brick the computer system, meaning it is completely unresponsive. These all sound pretty scary, don't they? Well, let's go over some useful tips on how one could avoid these potential issues. First and foremost, try to not log in as root as little as possible. Only use root account when absolutely necessary. Most all daily tasks can be completed within a standard user account. You should also keep all passwords encrypted. So if one were to get a hold of it, it would not be in plain text. That in of itself should hopefully deter them from trying to attack any further. And make sure your computer is locked at all times when you are away from it. And don't keep your login information in plain sight, such as leaving it on a sticky note on the monitor. That would negate the usefulness of having a password in the first place. In conclusion, I have shown the abilities the root user has over a Linux system and the potential threats associated with it and why one should not always be logged in as root. I hope you enjoyed watching this presentation and thanks for watching.